Hey shareholders, welcome back to the channel. And this is the first episode of my MBA life. And this episode is going to be how I gave CAT 2 times and finally ended up at IIM Kozhikode. So my CAT story as well as 2 key learnings at the end. So make sure to watch till the very end if you are a CAT aspirant. And if you're new around here, my name is Jotpreet Singh and I am a 22-year-old who recently passed from Shriram College of Commerce, Delhi University. On this channel, I make videos around personal finance, business as well as MBA. So if you are interested in those, make sure to like this video and subscribe to become a shareholder and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss any future videos. And with that, let's start. So I gave CAT 2 times, as is pretty evident from the title of the video. And the first time was in 2019. So this was college ka third year. So we have a 3-year course for BCom. And मेरे final year में I had started preparing seriously for CAT 19. So I was taking coaching second year से in CL North Campus, but I got serious in my third year after my summer internship of the second year. So me and a group of my friends, we used to skip classes and library में बैठ के हम पढ़ते थे for CAT. You know, different coaching institutes को material solve करना, मॉक्स सॉल्व करना, टेस्ट सीरीज सॉल्व करना या फिर सेक्शनल टेस्ट उनको सॉल्व करना. सो दैट वॉज वॉट वी यूज टू डू. एंड उस टाइम पे वी स्टार्टेड गिविंग मॉक्स एंड आई विल बी वेरी सीरियस विद यू. व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड गिविंग माई मॉक्स इट वॉज पैथेटिक. मतलब देयर इज नो कवरिंग इट अप. It was downright pathetic. तब CAT used to be of 300 marks and 180 minutes. I don't know what will be the pattern going forward. But yeah, that was very difficult for me to see those numbers on the screen. I used to be very good at VARC. I would be lying if I'm saying if I wasn't. And I remember what used to happen agar I used to score 90, 95 or 100 marks. I used to score 60 or 65 marks in VARC itself. And my LRDI and quant was pathetic. So that was going on. And I remember me and my friends, we used to like literally die कि at least यार 100 marks तो आ जाए, triple digits तो hit करे. So that used to be the case with us. And then धीरे धीरे things started to move and things got better. And quant majorly I would say and LRDI, they started to improve for me. So and VARC I tried to keep where it was. That was my aim. So धीरे धीरे चलता गया and my marks slowly crept up from 100 to 110, 20, 110, 50. So that's the range I used to hit. So this used to happen, but it was kind of disheartening कि अगर target जो है मतलब करना है Holy Trinity, so you need to be scoring like 99 plus चलते जाओ. That was a difficult time, but then I remember October में things started to improve. So I started hitting 120 plus. एंड CL की एक स्पेशल सीरीज होती थी. आई थिंक दैट वॉज अ लिटिल ईजियर दैन द रेगुलर सीरीज. सो उसमें आई यूज टू स्कोर गुड. सो आई वॉज स्टार्टिंग टू हिट 150 प्लस 130 140 प्लस मार्क्स उसमें आने लग गए थे. सो दैट गेव मी अ लॉट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस. बट रिमेंबर दिस वॉज आफ्टर अक्टूबर. सो एंड ऑफ अक्टूबर एंड स्टार्टिंग नवंबर में इज व्हेन आई बिगैन दिस सीरीज एंड दैट गेव मी सम कॉन्फिडेंस कि हाँ थिंग्स कैन बी गुड. सो दिस हैपेंड एंड आई स्टिल रिमेंबर माई लास्ट मॉक. उसमें आई स्कोर्ड 157 इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग and 77 in VARC, so which was according to my skill set कि VARC strong होगा and बाकी दोनों संभाल लेंगे. That would land me in the comfortable area of 99 plus. So that happened and then CAT 19 happened. And after the CAT happened, the results that came in were I got a total of 98.64 percentile. And I won't go into the specific individual sectional percentiles because I don't think that will be of much use for you. But I scored 98.64, which was decent, but I was definitely expecting more. I thought my paper went pretty well. I remember VARC में people were very disappointed with themselves that the paper was very hard. And I remembered I had attempted all of 34 questions out of 34 questions. And my friends were surprised कि तूने इतने सारे कैसे कर लिए. And I know कि मेरे friends ने had left around 10, 12, 15 questions even. So results हैं and I got calls from IIM Lucknow, IIM Kozhikode, IIM Indore as well as SP Jain for finance. I had applied. ZAT मैंने दिया था but that didn't pan out, so we'll keep that aside. And ये सब interviews हुए. I took coaching for interviews as well. And then March 2020 happened. So lockdowns came into place and my 2 interviews I specifically remember for IIM Indore as well as IIM Lucknow. They were scheduled online during the lockdown. So I gave the interviews and after the results poured in, I had gotten through for SP Jain Finance as well as for IIM Indore. IIM Lucknow ka I was a very long wait list, so I did not clear for IIM Lucknow. And that year my dad said ki don't go in for an online MBA and it's better that you wait and give another attempt for CAT since you were targeting for even higher colleges. So उनकी बात से I agreed and I started preparing again. So this was about around 2020 June. So that's when the journey for the CAT 20 started for me, second season. So this time around I was much more prepared. I knew my strengths and my weaknesses and what I had to focus on. So I did not take any specific coaching. I got an Unacademy subscription for quantitative aptitude practice, and that's all. And I took the time series of time, IMS as well as CL, and sabki I was simultaneously giving the test series, and things started to look really good. And I remember I was hitting good marks and good percentile, and I was getting lower triple digits and double digit ranks in mock series. This was pretty good. Matlab, the 10,000 students plus में getting that much, I felt confident कि that was something good. And one mock I particularly remember, IMS का mock था, VARC में I scored 99.95 percentile. So I was like कि this was going good. Things were looking and shaping up to be pretty good. And then the pattern changed for 2020 exam because of COVID restrictions. And that's when things started to I would say decline. No other word for that. The patterns was not revealed. So all the test and mock makers, they tried different various permutations and combinations. So sometimes they would have more sets in LRDI. Sometimes they would have different types of VARC. They would ask word meanings or grammar. And sometimes quant they would put more questions or probably raise the difficulty a little bit because nobody knew. So they wanted us to be prepared for every scenario possible. But that was a difficult point for me because I was unable to cope up, I would say. I was unable to, I was unable to adapt to the new pattern, and that led to lower scores and percentile for me. And that kind of destroyed my confidence. जो मैंने पहले build up किया था, that started to decline very fast. And that was not very pretty. It was not much pretty, I can tell you. I remember I went from 98, 99 percentiles mock mein. I slid down to 92, 95, and it was horrific. This is around talking September and October. जब peak आने का time बस आने वाला था, तब this happened. फिर I left all the test series अगर मुझे मुश्किल लग रहा था, and I focused on CL because I think they were more under my gamut, or probably I would say कि I used to score better in those. For confidence sake, I used to give more and more CL mocks, and for a time it did work. I did hit a high of 99.77 percentile. But so this all happened, this fluctuation happened, which was very wild for me. And then I gave CAT 20, which was, I would say, very disappointing for me. I was unable to score very well in VARC, and by God's grace, I had attempted 4 TETA questions in one particular set of LRDI, and 3 of those got right. I did not solve the entire set. I solved half the set and I made guesses कि this might be the answer. And that saved me for the entire part. So I ended up getting a 97.43 percentile. And I would come out and say कि definitely after preparing more, being much more, vigilant of what I had to do, I was unable to cope up with the new pattern, and I loaded my percentile from 98 to 97. So that was very difficult to see on the paper. On the screen. And I had also given that, and that I had gotten around 94.95 percentile and barely made it through for a call for both BM and HR for Accelerate. So after my CAT results, I got IIM Indore, IIM Kozhikode, and SP Jain Finance calls. So, and definitely I had IIM Shillong and CAP calls as well. So I gave the interviews, and after the interview season is over, I made through IIM Kozhikode in the first list. And recently I just got to know I also cleared for SP Jain Finance, and I am Indore. I am waitlisted. I don't know if it will clear or not, but as it stands right now, I'll be going for IIM Kozhikode, and that's why this is the first episode of the series for my MBA life. And if you've not checked out, you can check out the 0th episode, and the link to that will be in the I button as well as in the playlist down in the description. So that happened, and in my concluding remarks, I would want to say just 2 things. And I know there are a lot of videos, core articles, regular articles, and probably every social media platform there exists people who are going to guide you much better than I can. But I have only 2 things to say. First of all, in your preparation journey, don't be disheartened, because there will be lowest of lows and highest of highs. So don't get disheartened at first. And second thing I would want to say, I think, which is very crucial as per my understanding, is to focus on your system and not on the target score. So I remember I was good at VARC, so I was always targeting how I can hit 100 percentile. And you would not believe me, but not just 100 percentile, I used to target 102 out of 102 when the paper was of 300 marks. So I used to sit at the mock and was like, I will attempt all the questions and I will attempt all of them correctly. And I did not care if the paper was tough or not, and I would just go in and go ham. And that's what I did in CAT 19 as well. So, but I was not focusing on a system ki I'll pick the paragraphs as per my convenience. I will pick the questions and leave the questions. And this is my pattern, that for example, I'll do all the RCs first, then I'll move on to para summaries, then para jumbles. And I was not very much focused on the system. So I would say if you are an aspirant, focus on that system particularly. It will help you immensely. Ki what questions am I going to pick? How am I going to pick them? What am I going to leave? And when should I know ki I should leave a question and not be stuck? Specifically for LRDI, ki if I've invested 7-8 minutes of mine, should I leave it now? So focus on that system, and I think if you're focused on that process and as well as that system, the results would follow for you. I mean, that's all I wanted to say. I'm not going to stretch this any further. If you want any specific help or if you want to know something else for CAT, make sure to leave those questions down in the comments box, and I'll try to respond to most of them. And if I think something is worth elaborating upon, I'll make another video. And that's all for this first episode of my MBA life. Let me know your feedback, how you think it has been. I'll see you in the next video. This has been Jotpreet Singh. Keep rocking.